Hello! Today I'm going to be doing some baking. I'm going to show you how to make these stained glass window cookies. I got the recipe from Mr. Rossetti and it's so quick and simple. I had a lot of fun making these middle bits, smashing up lots of sweets. They taste amazing and look fantastic. I hope you enjoy it. To make these cookies I'm going to use the following things. 2 mixing bowls, a sieve, 2 baking trays, greaseproof paper, a spatula or wooden spoon, something to mix with, now that could be an electric mixer, a whisk or even a fork, a rolling pin, measuring cups, and my cookie cutters in different shapes and different sizes. For the ingredients I need plain flour, corn flour, butter or margarine, caster sugar, vanilla essence, 2 eggs and some clear boiled sweets in different colours. Let's get started. Take 1 cup of butter or margarine and mix it with 1 cup of sugar. When that's nice and smooth, add 2 eggs. Mix them in one at a time. One and 2. Once you've got that started, you can use your whisk. And when that's nice and smooth, we can set that aside for a moment. Get the mixing bowl and the sieve, our plain flour, our corn flour, and measuring cups. Add 4 cups of plain flour. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, add half a cup of corn flour. Now sieve all that together. When you've finished sieving, take your spatula and make a well in the middle of your flour. Now, take your wet mix from earlier and pour it into the middle. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Slowly start stirring your mix together, starting with small circles in the middle, gradually moving to bigger and bigger circles as it all comes together. Once it looks like all the flour's mixed in, you can get your hands in to just smooth it out. If it's still sticky to touch, then you add a bit more flour, just so that you can get your hands in. You should be able to do it without getting sticky fingers. When you've got it into a nice smooth ball, it needs to go in the fridge for at least 20 minutes to just cool down a bit before we roll it out. Whilst the cookie dough is chilling in the fridge, it's time to have a really good tidy up and then to start preparing our sweets. I've separated the sweets into different colours and I've added a little bit of corn flour over the top to just stop them sticking together. I'm going to wrap those up in some greaseproof paper. And then I'm going to wrap that up in a tea towel. Now this next bit needs to be done on a really hard surface like a table or a floor. Take the rolling pin and give those sweets a really good whack. When you think you've smashed them all, undo that parcel really carefully and just check that all the sweets have been bashed into pieces. Make sure you haven't used someone's best tea towel for this. So my dough's been in the fridge for 20 minutes and I've just taken it out. So I've put it on the table with some flour just to stop it sticking. And now I'm going to use my rolling pin to roll it out. So aiming to get it about 1 centimetre thick, just about the thickness of a finger. I think that should do it. Now I'm going to take my baking trays, which I've covered in greaseproof paper, and I'm going to place them here before I start cutting. I'm going to take my largest shape, and I'm using stars, and cut as many stars out of this piece of dough as I can. I think I can just squeeze one more in there. Oh no, I've cut the top off. Oh well. That one's just going to have a little bit missing. Then I'm going to take my smallest shape and I'm going to cut out a bit in the middle. Now, very carefully, I'm going to take away all the remaining dough. And then I'm going to lift my stars up very carefully and place them on my baking trays. Now it's up to you what to do with these little stars. You could put that back into the main dough and make more, or you could also cook them just as little cookies. So I'm going to have just a couple of small stars as well. And then roll the dough up and start again. And when you've filled your baking trays, it's time to fill the holes with our smashed up sweets. Be really careful that the sweets go inside the hole and not onto the cookie. Now take your cookies and put them in the oven at gas mark 5, 190 degrees Celsius, and cook them for 12 minutes. When they come out of the oven, the sweets in the middle will still be runny. So you can use a cocktail stick to pop any of the really big bubbles. But just be really careful not to touch the tray. And then after you've done that, leave them until they're completely cool before touching them again. Once the cookies are completely cool, the sweets in the middle will have become rock hard and it'll become a stained glass window. Now you just need to decide which ones to give to my friends and family and which ones to eat myself. I hope you enjoyed watching my video and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.